performance, and overall, it's just a very, very powerful hero. It's a good set of skills, and a first ban definitely worthy. And a lot of teams, they don't try to run him, they don't try to ban him just because they forget about him, but he certainly has his place. And being banned out first, the Apex 5 could be worried about Revenge's potential with this hero, especially knowing that going up against a sponsored team. So they get rid of him, and, you know, nothing against them for it. Meanwhile, Death Prophet, pretty standard Faceless Void as well.
Yeah, indeed. Everyone's playing the Faceless Void, and banning the Faceless Void kind of bans out the Skywrath Mage, because that's sort of the combo, right? Although the last two nights we've cast, we've seen the Tide Hunter as well as the Skywrath getting picked up a lot, but I think banning either of those heroes also sort of limits the chance that the Skywrath's going to get picked up, but as I say that, Tide Hunter gets picked up first here by Revenge, so I will not be surprised to see Skywrath. It's at least an 80% chance, and there's a quick push from Apex 5, like in Shadow Shaman, right out of the gate.
So is it going to be a Skywrath? You know,
most definitely. I'd bet a rare or two on it.
All right, you know what? If it isn't, I'll take it. But Lycanthrope, yeah. Lycanthrope and Shadow Shaman, two incredible pushers. Lycan from the first second of the game. And Shadow Shaman really when he hits level 6. But both of them are incredibly strong. They're going to be looking for the death paw out of Apex 5. Usually, I think they're the kind of team that want to go ahead and try to end things quickly, which these two heroes do incredibly well. So Revenge, with their Tidehunter pickup, that's them saying we want to take it slow and we want to take it long. And Tidehunter, the best ultimate and CC to do so. And there's your Skywrath.
Yep. Rares for me.
Rares.
So Skywrath gets picked up. It's not too surprising. What else did we see with that? I'm trying to remember now in terms of who went mid and who went the core for those matchups. I know one of the games had like a Lycanon going into the mid lane. I know Shadow Shaman was also used as a support in a couple of those games, but I guess
I know there was an Earthshaker. I know there was a Mirana.
Yeah, that one game was Tide, Skywrath, Earthshaker, and Shadow Shaman all together, and it was Shadow Shaman that went middle. But I doubt Revenge are going to want to do that. That strat seems a little out of the ordinary, but clearly, I don't know, in the professional scene and also this pro-am scene, as I'm calling it, apparently, the Tidehunter Skywrath is first pick material in every single game that we've cast.
Every game. It's starting to get old, man. It's starting to get old.
It actually is starting to get old, I'm not going to lie. And also we've got Lycan. Lycan you don't see as much anymore, but the hero is really not too exciting and sometimes can be painful to watch because, like all the games we've cast in the last 2 nights, they take all the outer towers by 20 minutes and then they get like wiped going high ground and then it's like a 50-minute slugfest. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Yes, 50-minute slugfest, rat DOTA everywhere, and you just kind of want to stop, get up, rip off the headset, and go home. Like, it's awful to cast. It's kind of like the old, I think I brought this up the other day, it's kind of like the old Nature's Prophet pickup. Whenever you'd see this hero, Nature's Prophet, Keeper of the Light, Phantom Lancer was one of them, it was just a point where you said, nope, I'm just going to let this game run. I don't even want to touch it.
Yeah, they're not particularly fun to play either, but I guess when you're playing for money, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, Phantom Lancer's fun.
The best. Yeah, Phantom Lancer is definitely not what he was. I mean, he still is in the late game, but it's much harder to get into that point.
Oh, yeah.
But we do have some more bans. We have the Zion PPD heroes getting banned out there with the Enigma, as well as the Wraith King are going to take a fall as a second picking phase material, as well as Nature's Prophet. So Sylar, we did see Nature's Prophet played in the 1 role last night along with some of these lineups. And Ancient Apparition, a support that's still really big in the Chinese scene, a little bit less so in the North American and Western scenes, or just the Western scenes.
Yeah, so Sand King, that pickup, well, I mean, we can almost assume what the game plan's going to be from this point forward. Apex 5, they're going to have the Lycan and Shadow Shaman trying to make room in the lanes, and they're going to have the Sand King sit in the jungle and farm up his blink. That's happened every game, nothing new. And really, that Earthshaker is...
So Earthshaker's middle.
Really? You think you're going to do middle? I've seen Skywrath middle.
That's exactly what we saw last night, though. These are the same exact 3 picks that we saw a team that we cast last night. I can look up who it was. For some reason, I can't keep everything straight. We cast Team Snoo Snoo versus iDota, which was the Colombian team, and one of those teams ran the Skywrath Mage, and they had the Earthshaker in the middle lane. So we'll see what they want to do. And I think that's the lane they also had, or the game rather, they had Lycan and Shadow Shaman in the safe lane. Or maybe it was Lycan and Rubik in the safe lane, something like that. Rubik is a hero I wouldn't be surprised to see get picked up. Apex 5, I guess, already filled their support roles with Shadow Shaman and Sand King, so it'd be a little harder for them to make Rubik work. Unless you run a mid, which I think is actually pretty good again.
Well,
Just because you
Viper is
really
an
want that level
interesting pickup.
6.
So Viper could be against the Skywrath or the Earthshaker. Both of them he works well in. If they do run the Earthshaker mid, the Viper is going to walk all over him. I mean, there is nothing Earthshaker can do in that lane. Razor, though, is kind of an interesting pickup. I don't think Razor exactly does well versus Viper either, but it's a back and forth
He
laner to
does.
say the least. He does.
It's like they'll both go even, right? Like neither of them
Yeah.
really win the lane. It's one of those, but he's
Yeah,
the only
back and
hero that
forth.
can do it. So he's a great pick in response to the Razor or Viper. God, I can't keep anything straight. But yeah, I like that. That's pretty standard, I think. OD
Yeah,
would be
every
the
time
other.
OD, I thought OD was countered by Viper. All Venom, I think OD is countered by, to be honest.
Yeah, but again, like, well, OD since the Astral nerf isn't as good, but it was like 60-40 in favor of OD. You would pick Viper because he was the only hero that could actually do good against OD. It's like a weird three-hero, like Viper, Razor, and OD have the weirdest relationship in the 1v1 matchups.
I used to see Venomancer go mid, though. Venomancer and Kunkka I used to see, and they always did well versus the OD, so that's kind of
Yeah,
an
Kunkka
interesting
does really
tidbit.
well because you can spam and you don't need any mana to get a lot of damage on the OD.
Right. So that Razor Viper, I mean, it really comes down to which mid laner is a better mid laner in terms of mechanical skill, because I think this is a true 50-50 lane. I mean, either it can go either way, and a little bit of momentum will go a very long way. So Morphling gets taken out by Apex 5, not exactly like the most outgoing hero that you'd see in this draft, but certainly goes well with the Skywrath Mage as well as the space created from the Tide, Earthshaker, and Razor. Earthshaker and Razor are a combo that deals a ton of magical damage, so that's
And
interesting.
Skywrath.
Well, Skywrath on his own right, but I'm talking about the Tidehunter Ravage into Earthshaker Echo Slam combo. Like, you get stuck with that, you're easily down to about half HP on the most tanky hero of your team. So it's crazy stuff. They banned out the Brewmaster, though, speaking of tanky heroes. Don't exactly want to deal with that one. I don't see exactly where Brewmaster would lane comfortably on Apex 5's lineup.
I think
However,
it would go safe lane, maybe.
solo safe and leave a aggressive Shadow Shaman Sand King Lycan. Not too terrible, I guess. I mean, they obviously banned it for a reason. So Apex 5, they're going to be left in the dark, or leave us in the dark for a little bit as they pick up their last pick. But for the moment, I think Revenge just have so much magical damage in the early game that it's going to be difficult for Apex 5 to really try to take any fights. But that's why they have the Lycan and the Shadow Shaman to split push. So it's going to be interesting which team can work out their strategy in a better manner.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see these last picks, if they're going to go for a sort of carry that can take it late, because Revenge can certainly turtle for days. So now maybe they pick up a Spectre, or anyone that's super hard carry, because you've got your Razor in the mid lane, Earthshaker, Skywrath. Earthshaker's a pretty good defensive support, just because of how disruptive the Fissure really is, and how much harass Skywrath can put out early on. Tidehunter's fine by himself, so we'll see if Revenge takes a carry that they can really delay for if they need to, but it can maybe also fight early. Morphling probably would have been okay, but they're actually going to go for Meepo, so
What?
that's pretty awesome. I'm excited to see that, and we had Centaur Warrunner, who is actually a hero that does really well against Meepo, but there's a few heroes that do pretty well. You've got the multiple person War Stomp, and then you've also got potential for multiple person Burrow Strike. So Meepo, it's not going to be the easiest game, but still excited to see it.
Well, Meepo kind of is the glue that ties this team together. I mean, we see so much magical damage. Razor, not your typical right clicker, obviously can become a strong right clicker, but there's so much magical damage on Revenge's side that they needed that auto attack. They needed that heavy right clicker to really make things work. And Meepo, he starts out as a huge magical damage burst, but he also has a really powerful right click. So definitely the kind of hero that you'd like to see in this lineup. And Centaur, as you mentioned, a difficult counter, but Lycanthrope absolutely falls to the Meepo, so that's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and it falls in line with what I was just saying about, like, the Meepo doesn't really even have to get involved early. He can just buy a whole lot of time, or his team can buy a lot of time for him to get ginormous. And once he's got a heart and some other items, along with the Ags for the stat share, no one's going to be killing him. Centaur's not going to be killing him. Meepo's going to be running rampant, but we will have a quick pause. We've got Revenge in the house. They are a South American squad, which means we will have pauses. But once this is done, we can introduce the teams, maybe talk a little bit more. I guess we can go into detail about the laning up top. Not too surprising. Lycan and Shadow Shaman just going to play it kind of safe. maybe run an early gank with the Sand King and the Shaman, and then once Sand King's level 3, he'll just jungle to go ahead and get his Blink Dagger. And the Blink Dagger coming up maybe 7-10 minutes. Viper mid lane goes Mech. Offlane Centaur War Runner. Maybe a Blink into a Pipe, because they're certainly going to need a Pipe this game. And I think a team last night fell short by never building a Pipe.
Yeah, I really I'm kind of worried though by this lineup that Revenge has drafted. Obviously, we like the Meepo, but looking at their heroes, I mean, they're incredibly level dependent heroes, and Meepo known to take the levels away from his team in a very substantial manner. It's going to be interesting to watch whether or not that comes into effect this game, as Apex 5 are really going to be putting on the stopwatch here and making every second, every bit of XP and gold count for Revenge.
Got the Fnatic set on the Meepo too.
Oh yeah,
Autumn's
I was
about
just
to be your
checking
new
that one
favorite
out.
player.
He is. He's now my new. He's a stand-in though. I don't know.
I don't think he is. I think it's just because if you don't have a team, people probably just put stand-in.
I actually wouldn't mind if Excalibur were smurfing here.
I doubt he took a break from Seattle to hit up South America. So
maybe he's not in South America. Maybe they're communicating from Seattle. You never know the conspiracies that can reach the CEVO scene.
True.
Still, it would be a pleasure to watch Excalibur Meepo. It's always an honor to even watch it, cast it no less. But I don't know. At some point before I die, I have to cast an Excalibur Meepo.
Yeah, I have not. I cast Fnatic a couple times, but it was before the Excalibur period. Unfortunately. Although Era's pretty good too, so...
Era's fantastic.
Gotta give that man some props.
Unfortunately, I think Fnatic's going to be hitting some rough patches in the next couple of weeks, as I think already there are rumors that Fly is going to be leaving to join Na'Vi.
That's going to be awesome.
Awesome. Wow. Look at you, the Fnatic blasphemer.
Na'Vi for life! And I like Fly. He's one of my more favorite players on that squad.
Fly and No Tail, they need to be together. Anyway, we should probably introduce the teams.
They'll be okay. Yeah, we will. Over on the die here, we've got Apex 5. We've got more Katie than Kate here playing the Sand King. He's a high-pitched voiced male. He could pass as a woman. On the Lycan, we've got Katie. Maybe he was the one in question. Sponsored by the new DOTA squad. Maybe League of Legends team, YouPorn. We've got Snorlax here, who pronounced himself as a homeless bum in the lobby. He's playing the Shadow Shaman. And we've got Booty, who said that this game was going to be awful to cast. We'll see if he's right. He's playing the Viper, and then offlane Motel. Can't remember if he had any. I think he said he was going to subscribe to my channel, so I like him as well. On the
I think he said he was
Runner.
already a subscriber on your channel.
Nice. I don't see how that's possible because it's not, but I'm down.
Either way, I think we could throw it off across the river. It looks like you're already looking at the flying dude, so I'm going to start with Excel on the Skywrath Mage, turning over to the Secret Shop. We've got 134 on the Earthshaker, and Mav going to be picking up the Razor. Taking a look back towards the mid, it's going to be Autumn on the Meepo, and down at the bottom we have WWZ sporting the HyperX tag on the big lumbering watermelon Tidehunter.
Yeah, they are indeed sponsored by HyperX, so even with the new roster, it looks like that stayed true, so that's pretty good news for these players. And before we really get underway, if anyone's watching in-game, first and foremost, thanks for buying the ticket. You've increased the prize pool, and you've got an awesome Juggernaut set, but if you can do us one more favor, go ahead and turn on the stream, twitch.tv/playcevo1, as this support roaming combo looks like it started early here. Sand King and Rasta will smoke up, head to the mid lane. They're going to try to bring down the Meepo, so it is not the Razor here.
Real quick before we see the action, also we have another game up on PlayCevo 2. Don't quite remember the teams, and I'm not going to check because it looks like we're going to have some action, but if you want to go check that out, you can. Autumn is going to be spotted out, but actually he's going to turn the aggression on to Snorlax. Probably a little bit of a misplay there as he's going to get Burrow Striked. Now the Venom comes out from Booty. Katie the Kate
don't think they can kill him.
Tower. No, they won't. His, what is that, base 35% mana?
Yeah, I was going to say, his magic resistance is out of control. Like, they don't have enough with just a Shackle and that Burrow Strike. I got a little concerned when Viper came in with Poison Attack, but again, everyone there in that situation is level 1. Meepo was actually already level 2. Viper ticks over to it now, so Autumn's okay. He doesn't have very much gold, but... Oh, he actually ferried out a salve instead of buying... I thought maybe the bottle was coming up. I was like, wow, that's incredibly early with only one last hit. And he did go full Poor Man Shield as well, so lots of agility. So he gets a little bit more armor on an already high armor hero, and of course the melee range block, 60% chance with the poor man shield.
All right, so you all ready for the South American Dota? Because we've already been paused twice in this game. At 135 minutes, the second one's rolling out. How long is this going to take? We don't know, but this is classic stuff, man. Classic stuff.
I'm gonna play with my Undying plushie in the meantime.
All right, so I guess I'll pick up the chatter here and taking a look at this bottom lane. Nothing much to be going on here. Both of these guys are heroes that are hailed as the 1v1 melee winners. You don't exactly beat these guys in a 1v1 melee. So you've got the sword that pierces all shields. You've got the shield that blocks all swords in this lane. Which one's going to win? Well, I think it's going to be in a pretty even draw here. I don't think we're going to be seeing much action out of this lane. Neither one able to get a kill, and I don't think a lot of harass is going to go out either way. But certainly an interesting lane going down here, and well, it's up to whichever one can farm the best.
All right, I'm done playing with the plushies. It was a good
Oh,
time. Way to cover, Chicago Ted.
Oh yeah, I got your back. I got it.
Alright, I like what they're doing here with this Earthshaker. You go aggressive with it, and then you just have this line right here for your Fisher. You hit the hero, you block off their escape a little bit, force them to run around, and then you can try to get that kill with the burst damage. From the Skywrath, they might want level 2 so they can have, or really even level 3 so you can have 1-1-1 on your Skywrath and just be a jack of all trades. But bottom lane, yeah, I think that's what you were just going over. Should be an interesting matchup. Both should get decent amounts of farm. Tidehunter maybe even a little favored here.
Well, yeah, I
Probably
would
a lot
definitely favor Tidehunter because of that Kraken shield. I mean, Motel, he's got the return damage, but WWZ doesn't need to worry about that as most of his harass comes from the anchor smash. So
They're gonna go.
Should be fine.
Oh,
Yep,
oh,
I saw that.
Animates.
The Fisher, if he had caught it, Katie would have been on the wrong side of it. So nothing too bad happening there, but I mean, certainly an attempt made, and we will be seeing more of that. I don't think they saw 134 here, so they're still hanging up fairly close to the creep wave. And now 134 cancels the animation again. He really wants this.
Yeah, they see all three heroes. Actually, maybe they don't even see the Sand King. I'm not too sure. He's just going to run out and be like, what's up? He's going to get cheaped up. Oh, the Immortal out on Snorlax right now. There's the slow. Now we're going to look for the Fisher here, taking a lot of damage. The Zap's still going to continue, taking 28, now 35. And is going to end at 35 damage. I can't get that last attack, but they will pick up the first blood, and Revenge 134 should survive the tower hits. He does. Now the Wolves, though, going to go on to Mav and try to get a rebuttal kill, and it will get a rebuttal kill with that 47 damage crit. They will be brought down, however, but picking up the first blood, and it's actually the Razor who gets it, so that does seem worth it for that aggressive tri-lane there, and they're going to look to go for some more now.
Because the Wolves took it down, too, they didn't get the XP at all from that kill on Razor, so they still got the gold for the Lycan. It's not going to hurt him that much. He's got to make his way back a little bit, though, to heal up, but he's going to be enjoying a little bit of that gold from the kill, but overall, I think that it heavily favors Revenge in that trade-off, and now Mav, I mean, he got the kill. He is sitting fairly good on gold, fairly good on XP, and overall, he shouldn't be having too much trouble in this lane from this point on, save a really good initiation coming out from Apex 5.
Yeah, and now that the Meepo in the mid lane is level 4, if they want to just do away with this lane and maybe send Earthshaker or even Skywrath to the mid lane, although they will have to be careful against the Viper, who will soon be level 6 with Viper Strike, could easily kill anyone. They could get more levels in that support, maybe sacrifice Razor's free farm a little bit up here, but you know, for the greater good, I guess that would be the approach if they wanted to do that. But no, Meepo sends one back to the mid lane. He's going to get a lot of levels jungling and being in the middle lane at the same time.
Yep. This is mid Meepo for you. Always getting so far ahead in levels so fast. It's one of those skills that if you can master the mid Meepo, then you are absolutely unstoppable in pubs. You can carry a couple hundred MMR above your skill level with this, but it looks like Boodle, he doesn't want to let this Meepo get too far out of control, throwing out the harass with that haste rune. The damage is already starting to stack up. Autumn, getting himself down to about half HP, does have Poof available to go back to spawn, though he instead brings one Meepo in and just walks home. He doesn't mind sacrificing a little bit of time for that because the second Meepo coming in immediately for the XP. So no harm, no foul. We take a look to the bottom lane, though. Something could be going on here. WWZ looking for that last anchor smash, but Motel was on point with the stomp. And now they're both sitting fairly low. A lot of action actually has been happening on this bottom lane. I've been checking it out every now and then, but neither one able to secure a kill.
Yeah, but Tidehunter crushing in the CS. He's actually leading in the game right now, 28 and 4 is WWZ's Tidehunter. And looking at the Centaur, he's only 13 and 0, so almost doubling, actually more than doubling, exactly doubling the farm. And 4 denies as 134 and Excel look to move around towards the mid lane. Going to try to have a gank here on Boodle. So there was a failed gank earlier from A5, and now Revenge hoping to do a little bit better here in the middle lane. Again, Viper with Corrosive Skin. It's like the battle of the high magic resist heroes in this middle lane. Pretty hard to gank despite having no built-in escapes. Well, I guess Meepo does now with Poof, but...
Revenge are trying to steal the creep stack, but 134 taking a lot of damage from that. Actually, they go on Excel, who's going to have to walk through another creep stack. He ends up figuring out really soon that he's not going to be able to do much with that. So now a failed attempt to try to steal the creep stacks. They're trying to waste time here, but at the moment, they're just wasting their own. And 134, look at his HP pool. That was full to that much just from trying to stand in the middle of his creep stack. So
yeah,
hold on, it's going to be Boodle going down bottom. WWZ going to be slowed up by the Centaur. Now he's going to have to pop his ultimate. Motel dropping very low from that. 134.
Where's the Fisher?
Trap Rotel. They dropped the Fisher, but WWZ ends up dropping no matter what. Now Boodle taking a concussive shot. They throw a couple of auto attacks on him. The Arcane Bolt plus the 2 auto attacks was enough. XL to bring down Boodle, making it a 1-for-1. The mid laner for the offlaner, but it's okay because WWZ was absolutely crushing this lane.
Yeah, it's not even an offlaner, it's a solo safe. It's essentially a 1-roll Tidehunter, maybe 2, putting Meepo above him, and actually the CS is getting pretty close. Actually, 3 heroes for Revenge dominating right now. 34 for the Tide, 32, 3 last hits now for the Meepo, and 32 on the Razor. The next closest is Boodle, who went down there for the trade, 26 and 10, and then the Lycan having a pretty hard time at 19 and 0. Centaur, and even harder time. A double damage Meepo gets a kill on the tower. We'll TP out one. We'll poof the other. He's actually a really hard hero to gank once he gets level 3.
Yeah, and great awareness.
And he's level 7
to get out with the TP. The TP in from Motel. If the Motel TP had actually come in before the TP ended from Meepo, then that would have been a sure kill. And it looked like both of them were actually longer than the 2-second TP. So both of them taking a fairly decent amount of time to go through. But Autumn, he's been busy stacking up camps in the meantime. So as the Sand King takes camps on the other side of the river, he's going to be doing the same here in the bottom. And it looks like he's ready and willing to take this double stack, which should give him a lot of XP and gold.
Indeed. Alright, so game slows down a little bit as we hit the 8 minutes. It looks like the lanes have sort of stagnated a bit. I mean, everyone had to go back and heal after that engagement in the bottom lane, but now 1-3-4. He's had a little bit of a path through those trees to get a bit closer. More of a block here, and I think they're going to go for him. This should be the kill right there. Concussive Blast. Wrong side, though! 1-3-4. I don't know. Apex 5 getting in their heads.
Yeah, 1-3-4. I mean, that was a difficult Fisher to land, too. And if he hadn't, oh, hold on, it's going to be a Venom onto 1-3-4, Viper Strike going their way. They put the silence on the Snorlax. He could actually drop here without getting his shackles off. He does. Now Boodle's having a lot of trouble, and in comes more Katie than Kate. Going up, helping out Boodle a little bit. More damage being stolen from him. The last auto attack flies through. Now Mav, he sees Katie than Kate with a dust. Will end up taking him out, giving him a double kill here in the lane. And, well, the hero of Revenge right now as he puts them on the scoreboard 2 up on top of Apex 5 to make the score 5-3.
Yeah, so the team fight up top does not pan out very, very well. And also in the bottom lane, WWZ on the Tidehunter pushes out the Centaur from the lane completely. Snorlax respawns, will go bottom lane. He is only level 2, and this is when your Shadow Shaman becomes more of a liability than a great support that can push and has a really high win rate. Because if he does get behind early, and this is kind of why the hero wasn't picked up when there was Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane, because he can't help really at all, because there's definitely going to be a stun in your Tri-Lane, so Shackle's essentially useless, Hex isn't that great, and you need the levels before Aethershock is that much of a danger to anybody. It doesn't do much at level 1, it only hits, what, a couple targets? 2? 3? 1. Even
target.
Worse. It goes 1, 3, 5, 7.
1 target at 140 damage. So
level 2, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it stacks up incredibly well because it adds more targets. You have to multiply the amount of damage it increases by on multiple targets. So it's really good scaling ability. But as you mentioned, he's level 3 right now. The time is 10 minutes. Usually when you look at these kind of supports and how they're starved, you'd see level 4s at 11 minutes and call that okay or just a little starved. But this is level 3 at 10 minutes. This is crazy, crazy behind. And he's going to have a lot of trouble catching up, especially trying to lane against WWZ here.
Indeed, and Mav going 2-3-1 on the Razor. I think this is a good build. This is what I did earlier when I was playing this hero, and had a great game until we lost immediately. But I do like a bit of move speed you get from Unstable Current, as well as the slow duration when they try to attack you, and the plasma field damage is pretty nice if you can hit people on the edge when you're chasing with the static link. But you do need to prioritize the static link. That's where you get all your damage, because you don't normally build damage items. Like right now he's going for a mech. His base damage is only 90 right now, so it's not very high to other heroes that would normally get the farm priority in a lane like this.
Yeah, but he is building into static link, so that helps him out just a little bit. Already has 3 points in that one. It looks like there was an attempted gank here on the top lane coming from Katie as well as Boodle, and more Katie than Kate, but they back themselves off, not looking more into this. Now as they go on to Snorlax, this is not good. Yeah, Blink Dagger coming out already for Autumn. And the kill on the Snorlax is quite easy at this point. Now a tower goes the way of Autumn. This Meepo is getting a ton of farm right now, already about 1,000 gold, looking for a point booster on top lane.
Mav in a bit of trouble now. He's going to get chased down. There's a Fissure to block. It will catch Booty. Mystic Flare eats the whole thing. Lives with 18 HP. Turns around for the Viper Strike. 1-3-4, and the Earthshaker will fall. Now Excel retreating. He's fast, but he's not that fast. Excel onto a killing spree before he drops, but he does indeed drop in. Apex 5. They get it closer, 7-6, trailing by 1 kill, but Autumn still farming out in the bottom lane, and the net worth as it stands still being dominated by the 3 cores of Revenge. So a long road ahead of them, but a good little trade there in that skirmish.
To be perfectly honest, Motel, if he had gotten himself teleported in the middle of the full 3 Meepo Blink combo, he would have just straight up died.
Nicely done, Snorlax. Like I said, this guy's a liability right now. They will blow the Ravage for this Echo Slam as well. Can they get Katie? Let's see, Gush on 11 seconds. It's only level 1, and it's always a 12-second cooldown, so they won't. I like how Gush is a 12-second cooldown, but Anchor Smash is only 4 seconds. That's ridiculous.
Anchor Smash is a ridiculously strong skill here.
Oh, Excel, he's going to find him. Katie does not have Shapeshift Mystic Flare, and that's the Skywrath Earthshaker combo you got to watch out for. It'll get you.
Oh, that was perfect, too. They trapped him in the trees so that he couldn't move. It's not just a Fissure where it blocks your path. That's a Fissure that locks you in and it traps you in the oven there.
Yes, I mean, trapped in the oven, never a good thing. When you're playing hide and seek, you should probably not hide in the dryer or the oven, just in case no one finds you, and then someone turns it on later.
I doubt they turn it on and not realize a big thump of someone rolling inside.
There's a lot of times when I put pans in the oven to store them, and then I turn the oven on, and you melt the handle, and you're like,
yeah, but a pan's not going to scream for dear life as you turn it up to 400 degrees.
You fell asleep. You're cozy. It's pretty warm.
I still think you'd be woken up, but whatever. I don't know what goes on in your house.
It's my tangent, but there's about to be another team fight. There's no Blink Dagger on Motel, but they still have the Stampede to initiate. I hear a Bro Strike a little bit to the north, and it's Earthshaker who will fall. Now Katie going to throw out the Shapeshift, look to chase down. Booty's actually further out. Mav going to try to zap his damage. Mystic Flare gets a little bit of damage there, but remember, there's no Ravage right now on the Tidehunter. Mav being focused down here. War Stomp is going to miss, but Mav will fall. Now they got the Shackle up here on WWZ, and Snorlax is about to get his level 6 now. Really not even that far behind after these last couple team fights that have went very well for Apex 5. Meanwhile, Meepo taking a tier 2 in the bottom lane, so Autumn having one heck of a game as they look to kill WZ. Excel's still here. He's got the double slow. And buying a lot of time here for this Meepo. Space is being created. That's pretty much what this roster was for. And now Katie Kate, actually Earthshaker's respawn 1-3-4 will kill the Earthshaker. That's not the wrong Earth hero. Sand King is the one that dies there. Earthshaker now the next on the chopping block as they look to chase him down once more. Looking at buybacks. Actually, no one used any, so just low respawn times. And yes, he goes down for the second time, I think, in this long fight. Mav is back as well. He wants some more. Meepo could honestly be pushing a tier 3 at this point, but he is back and he wants to join up. He's got the blink, and he's 700 from Ags.
Alright, it looks like the fight is starting to die down a little bit. WWZ was caught behind, but now he's going to walk in the middle. Oh, the Meepo blink, and poof, everyone is caught in that. They both go down as the Ravage gets spent. And now WWZ looks like he has to get himself out. He did get himself out. 2 TPs to follow, and they will get 2 out. But Lycan as well as Shadow Shaman will go down to that one. And Autumn, he's been split pushing around, finally decides, yo, I want to get in on this. And now has a full Aghanim Scepter completed on top of Blink Treads. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, he's doing exceptionally well. Looking at the net worth, he's at 9.1k, about 3,000 ahead of his teammate, the Razor, at 6.4. Tidehunter pretty close behind that at 6.2. So the top 3 net worth, all for Revenge right now. Then the next 3, we've got Lycan, Centaur, and Viper in the 4Ks, essentially.
Now Revenge is going to take a Viper strike. In comes Motel. Ready for that one. They should be able to clean up 134 relatively soon. They do get it. And Snorlax in the backlines was trying to get in on close to that one to get some extra XP from that, but he has found his level 6 in the meantime. So this means that a push should be happening soon. Now Revenge, they know exactly what it means, and they've grouped up in the middle lane to counter this push. And they've also been doing a good job of keeping all the lanes pushed out with Meepo. 2 Meepos in one lane, 1 Meepo in the other. They're just making sure that Apex 5 gets absolutely nothing in this game.
Alright, now they're poised. They're looking for some more pickoffs here, maybe in the mid lane. Instead, they're going to find everybody in the jungle. They're going to find the Meepo first, though, on the side of Apex 5. And if they can bring him down, this will be really big. All the other Meepos going to come in. Yeah, they finally get him, though. You only got to kill one to bring them all down. Mystic Flare off on the Motel on the other side of the trees here. Mav zapping away. 168 damage, looking to chase people down. Can maybe stand and fight here, but he is pretty slow. He's going to get kited. Might as well just turn and try to get a kill. Epicenter, everything going to be used. Double kill right now for Katie on that Lycan and an Earthshaker Fisher as they try to escape. No blink yet on the Earthshaker. He's level 8 and he's got 1,800 gold, so he's getting pretty close. Meanwhile, Tide has a Mana Boots, Blink, and a Force Staff.
Yeah, this is a stacked Tide. Force Staff and Blink, all you really need to get great initiations off. And he's got 20 seconds left on his Ravage. I think he really wanted to spend it there onto Katie, but couldn't quite get it. Now, they don't have a Mystic Flare, nowhere near the mana they need for it, as well as it being on cooldown, so definitely the combo isn't quite there, but they're gearing up for it. They're ready to make another kill happen. And on the side of Apex 5, I mean, it's really looking like they have very little to say about this game right now. I mean, they're pushing out lanes, trying their best across the map, but their push isn't quite strong enough. They haven't taken out a single tower. In fact, the closest tower they have taken is the mid tower, and that is more than half HP. So Roshan will be the attempt from Autumn. With a double damage rune, he should have no time at all to take this.
Yeah, that was really fast. Double damage is the most ridiculous rune on Meepo because it applies to all the Meepo. So it's like, what is it right now? It's a quadruple damage.
Nah, it's still double.
It's
still
yeah, but it's double on 4 people.
Yeah, but if 4 people do 1 amount of damage, double damage doubles that amount of damage. It's still double damage, but it's double a huge amount.
Yes. I guess. We're saying the same thing, I feel like. But
we are, but
middle lane, tier 2 tower, we do that a lot. Middle tower, it's going to be going down here as well. Meepo, the double damage just running out, but they get a big chunk in there, and there's 4 of them anyway. So that's 400 damage and attack from the Meepo. Well, really only 3 because he's sending one of them back to base. Unfortunately, the other Meepos can't pick up items, which kind of sucks. But anyway, the hero is actually kind of broken. And up top, they will get the least important tower off the map on the side of Apex 5, but they're obviously not going to make it too easy. They're going to get one in the bottom lane as well, as Motel brings that one down. Unfortunately, doesn't find the last hit, and up top now, Meepo will land the net. All the Meepos going to come in. One more net will cancel the TP. Net. Bit of a misplay from Autumn.
The net,
but
actually, he can throw the net out, but it will only cancel if it's a new net, not refreshing the same net.
Ah, okay, yeah, so there you go. The knowledge bomb. You truly are a Fnatic fan.
I am. Watch a lot of Meepo. Yeah. I play a lot of Meepo now. Absolutely.
Alright, remind me not to invite you to my party for like at least another week while you train, and then I'll invite you.
I've already trained, dude. I've got a 50% win rate on the dude.
That's 50%. I don't know, I'd like to see 60, and then I'll invite
climbing.
you.
I
mean, and given the choice between you and Ink Dota from last night, I'll take his Meepo.
Yeah, is
now,
Ink even gonna play with you?
Maybe, dude. I'm famous.
Dude, you are a scrub, man. You are a MMR scrub.
I'll get there.
You'll get there. Okay.
Alright, smoke up here from Apex 5. The top lane being pushed in here by Revenge, looking to take all the objectives. Of course, that's what you do in Dota. It's an objective-based game when you play it well. Excel going to be the one to get caught out, though. Nice Fisher to keep him alive for a bit. Echo slam by 134 onto 2, trying to bring down Motel. Other side of the fight, Ravage goes off. Serpent Words are dropped. Autumn's pretty low, but not very low on any Meepo in particular, about half HP overall. I think he can kill everyone here. No, the double edge damage is really strong. He lives, but Yep, Rasta will bring him down. He does have the Aegis, so that's why he was running around not really too concerned, and this should turn into a tier 2 tower in the top lane here for Revenge. He's actually going to blink forward. And he can find the net. Oh, doesn't even need it. The poofs come in after the blink there for Autumn, and that's a kill and a tower. Full team wipe. Aegis is used, and they lose 3 on the side of Revenge, so it was costly, but they get the upper hand for sure.
So I gotta hand it to Apex 5 right now. I mean, they're going up. They're a no-name team, well, at least in terms of our knowledge here, and they are actually showing up fairly well versus Revenge. Unfortunately, the Revenge Meepo definitely very too strong for them. And overall, the team play from Revenge has been fairly good. They've been on point and taking towers, getting the correct pushes they need to do. But Apex is certainly showing a lot of life in this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if they can drag this one out another 10 or 15 minutes. But at the moment, I'd be really surprised if they won it. Revenge is just doing too incredibly well right now.
Yeah, they've been dominating with their 3 cores on top of the net worth chart, and earlier than that, the CS chart, which basically are a 1-to-1. But yeah, they've been doing well the entire game. The score has always been close, and Apex 5 has been putting up a good fight, but really since the 5-minute mark, it's been an uphill struggle for them, and Revenge has just been stepping uphill like it's not much of a big deal. They've got a 8,000 experience lead, a 14, make it 15,000 go now, and Boodle here on the Viper, who is actually White Elephant Hills or Way DOTA, the editor-in-chief or some writer for High Ground TV. It's his brother on the Viper, so this guy,
Way DOTA? Oh, yeah.
Look out for this guy. I got to hang out with good old Mason at TI4.
You did? Mason?
But that's Way Dota's real life name.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, the EG dude? Seriously, man?
No,
bleeding blue all over the place.
I said what's up to Peter, and that was about it.
Peter Pandem?
Yeah, only because I know him decently.
Very nice.
I guess.
Was he in NEL? I can't remember. I think it was.
Yeah, they literally all were. The EG
Yep.
literally formed in NEL, which I cast the formation of. So
oh, yeah.
Basically, they owe me some money, I think, for their 3rd place finish.
Okay, if you want to believe that. But yeah, I constantly remember, and every time I would bring these up to like people I would show the game to, I'd be like, I casted these guys in NEL. Like, I'm famous now because I was able to have the pleasure. I actually have an RTZ item from NEL. So,
nice.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling on top of the world, and it looks like stuff is going on right now. Boodle takes the full combo, and he goes down. There's a Ravage getting spent. Katie Dane's caught, as well as Snorlax. Snorlax dies, has to buy back. Katie buys back as well. And it looks like Motel, he's going to drop. Boodle is going to drop as well, getting that ground. Oh, man, that's stacking slow. Trying to get taken out, but they actually will get him. Everyone's dying. Apex 5 is all gone. And Autumn, this Meepo is just
Apex 0 right now. The base is in trouble.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was a GG. I mean, this has just gone way too far.
I'm pretty shocked, Chicago Ted. We've got a game that might only last 25 minutes. I don't know what to think or do.
This is amazing. Like, what happened? The past 2 days, game 1 went all the way to 11:48. Like, that's EST time, by the way.
EDT.
Okay, fine. EDT.
Boom. Technicalities. Alright, well, the game. Meepo escapes the gank early on in the middle lane. That sets back the Shadow Shaman and the Sand King. And then there's rotations into the jungle, kind of wasting all the support's time, all 4 of them in the game. But it does slow down the Sand King considerably, and then that aggressive tri-lane was a bit too strong. And basically, Meepo snowballed out of control. Tidehunter had an incredible easy matchup, which is pretty rare. Centaur Warrunner beats most heroes, but not Tidehunter. That hero's broken. And yeah, the 3 cores farm up a storm, and Meepo kills towers really fast. And the game ended in 23 minutes.
All right, well,